When a 2011 Radford University baseball game was stalled due to rain, the players staged an impromptu jousting match. In a game between the Oakland Athletics and New York Mets, umpire Joe West is hit by a line drive foul ball, but he shakes it off and, best of all, flexes for the fans. This Los Angeles Dodgers fan not only caught a home run ball, but he filmed himself doing so also. During a game between the Miami Marlins and Tampa Bay Rays, after striking out, Carlos Gomez takes his frustrations out on the dugout cooler. The story has a happy ending though, as Gomez and the coolers made up later. While being interviewed in the preseason, Tampa Bay Rays' Evan Longoria incredibly catches a line drive ball hit right at the reporter. South Korean actress and Taekwondo athlete Tae Mi threw out the opening pitch before Doosan Bears baseball game. I'm sure you've never seen anything like this before. And another ceremonial first pitch in South Korea, thrown out by national team rhythmic gymnast Shin Soo-ji. During Chicago's 6-5 win over the Cardinals, 25-year-old three-time All-Star Starlin Castro decided to mimic his teammate, 23-year-old mega prospect Chris Bryant, after Bryant stepped in front of Castro to field an infield grounder. Bo Jackson created an unforgettable image back on June 21, 1989, when he snapped his bat over his helmet after a grounding out at an at-bat against the Milwaukee Brewers pitcher Jay Aldrich. In August 1993, as a member of the White Sox, Bo Jackson struck out swinging against Oakland A's pitcher Bobby Witt in the bottom of the fifth inning. Yet again, the bat's life was cut short by the freak athlete. The Houston Astros baseball team mascot, Orbit, tries to engage the game security with his dance moves, but isn't receiving the reaction that he was hoping for, until he messes with one security guard who has been waiting for him. Catching a foul ball at a baseball game is pretty memorable. Catching a foul ball in your beer is epic. This family was featured on the video board during a Miami Marlins game, and this kid, Jonathan, takes things to another level with his dance moves. September 2013 Detroit Tigers baseball game, Prince Fielder races to the railing of the stands to try to grab a foul ball, but then decides to grab a snack from a fan after the play. You would typically find a player taking a dive in football or hockey, but after being hit by a pitch, Carlos Gomez falls dramatically to the ground, but quickly realizes this is baseball, and there's no crying in baseball. Usually celebrities might throw out the ceremonial first pitch, but on this night, Darth Vader gets the honor at a Cincinnati Reds baseball game. Rain delays seem to inspire creativity with baseball players, like on this occasion by the Clemson Tigers team as they set up a human bowling ball and pins. Some fans will do just about anything for a foul ball, even laying out and embarrassing themselves on the concourse. He even scratches his elbows up. There are plenty of instances of aggressive base runners running over infielders, but this highlight is not one of those and has a happy ending with a hug. Chicago Cubs' Addison Russell chases down a foul ball into the stands and goes head over heels into the fans. He didn't quite make the play and knocked over the fans' nachos and ends up getting covered with cheese. But Russell becomes a hero when later he comes back to give the fan fresh nachos. Los Angeles Angels' Hank Conger bunts down the third baseline and manages to get to first safely, despite taking a big tumble on the way there. Matt Diaz assists Citizens Bank Park security with apprehending a masked fan dressed in a full red bodysuit who runs on the field during the Phillies-Braves game. In March 2001, future Hall of Fame pitcher Randy Johnson let loose a 105-mile-per-hour fastball that unfortunately found a bird rather than the catcher's glove. People baseball games are usually excited to get a foul ball, right? Guess what happens? Does she get the ball or not? That kid came out of nowhere. In this Kansas City-Boston baseball game, the Red Sox back girl makes a play on the ball, picks it up, doesn't realize that the ball's still in play, and then immediately drops it. Now the play is dead, and she is probably going to get fired. In May 1993, Texas Rangers' Jose Canseco was chasing a Carlos Martinez fly ball headed toward the right field wall when the ball bounced right off his head and over the wall for a home run. Well, at least he found it as funny as his teammates did. During a Cincinnati Dodgers baseball game, left field bat boy tries to make a play on the ball, ends up tumbling over the wall onto his head. Though he seems to be okay, maybe just a little damage to his ego. Zach McAllister reacts to liner, pops it up to himself with his leg, and makes the catch, taking away a hit in the game between Minnesota and Cleveland. It's epic to catch a foul ball in your beer, but what about catching a foul ball while holding your baby? Incredible. This kid gets a foul ball, but watch as he catches the ball with his glove, but then gives the ball that he was already holding to the woman behind him. She'll never know. Maybe this guy should have kept his head on a swivel. He never saw that security guard coming with a perfect form tackle. There have been plenty of bad ceremonial first pitches, but this has to be one of the worst. She throws it right at the photographer. I think she's laughing instead of feeling bad. And then she goes on to pose and flex, rather than to see if the photographer and his camera are okay. In the game between the Detroit Tigers and Minnesota Twins, Brian Dozier's bid for a game-tying home run comes up agonizingly short as the ball gets stuck in the padding of the outfield wall. St. Louis Cardinals outfielder Marcell Ozuna mistimes the ball and falls off the fence trying to recover.